Tonight on the world's most amazing videos. A high-speed chase ends in the most spectacular pileup ever caught on tape. Plus, a rodeo rider flies through the air when he's kicked by a 2,000-pound bull. And a racehorse trips and falls, causing the most incredible collision in racetrack history. Then, when an elephant's in trouble, it's a posse of pachyderms to the rescue. And a fishing boat explodes in a giant fireball. How will the crew survive? These are the incredible true life stories of people who face their most desperate hour and live to tell about it. Everything you are about to see is real. Real people, real danger, real excitement. Get ready to experience the thrill of a lifetime. You are about to witness the world's most amazing videos.
Cannondale, Texas. State Trooper Stephen White has pulled over a car that he suspects of having phony plates. But the driver takes off, and the chase begins. The suspect weaves in and out of his lane, then veers off the roadway.
At that moment, I felt like he was intoxicated, and every intoxicated driver is potentially a deadly driver.
After a low-speed chase, the suspect drives onto the freeway and accelerates. He tries to escape the trooper by passing two vehicles. And suddenly, he loses control. His car fishtails and broadsides a van, causing it to smash into a semi. Trooper White is a veteran cop, but even he's stunned by the violent three-car pileup.
When I watched the Cadillac strike the side of the bin and drive it in to the 18-wheeler, I really had a moment of shock. I was not looking forward to going up to those vehicles because I was afraid that someone had been seriously injured.
Following procedure, White approaches the suspect's car with his gun drawn.
I rushed towards the suspect's vehicle and found him laying on the roof of his vehicle.
The driver is not injured, and thankfully, neither are the other motorists. Trucker Mike Wendell recalls feeling helpless at the moment of impact.
I felt the van hit me, the truck started going sideways, and I saw the wall coming up, and there's nothing I could do. You just wonder how many people you're going to take out with you.
Ty Mullins, the driver of the van, will never forget the sound of the horrifying collision.
And all you can hear is brakes and a big old smack. That 18-wheeler ripped up my truck like a can opener.
The suspect is convicted of driving while intoxicated and evading arrest and is sent to jail. It's a miracle that all three drivers survived.
The odds of an impact on those vehicles that occurred on that day and someone not being injured are just 1,000,000 to 1. Someone was really looking out for everyone on the road that day.
Toronto, Canada. At the local zoo, Tequila the elephant playfully kicks a rubber tire. But suddenly...
Oh, you've got it stuck now.
Onlookers notice that she's in trouble. The animal tries to free her foot, but can't. Now she's starting to panic.
I think when she realized she couldn't get out of it easily, then she called for help.
Tequila sends a distress call to the other elephants using a low-pitched cry that can barely be heard by humans.
Elephants send sounds out from their forehead, below our level of hearing, very, very deep sounds. And these sounds go for miles.
2 elephants come to her aid. Using their trunks and tusks, they push the chain that's attached to the tire. But despite their efforts, Tequila remains trapped. She kicks wildly, showing signs of mounting frustration. Then, more help arrives. The other elephants try to calm down their frightened friend.
You hear them rumbling and trumpeting and making all sorts of noise and getting all excited, reassuring her that it's okay, we're all here now, you don't have to worry.
Another elephant trumpets loudly to encourage Tequila to keep fighting. It works. With one final tug, she pulls her leg out of the tire.
She's out. She's out.
I've always said there's 2 kinds of animals. There's elephants and there's all the rest. And they really are remarkable things.
Portland, Maine. Authorities receive an urgent distress call from a boat that's on fire. Local fishermen respond in force and race toward the growing column of black smoke on the horizon. When they arrive on the scene, the men are shocked to discover that the fishing boat belongs to one of their buddies, Jerry Balzano.
Whose boat is that? Who does it belong to? Belongs to Jerry Balzano out of Portland, Maine.
A news helicopter circles the blazing boat, looking for survivors. But Jerry and his crewman, John Caesar, are nowhere to be found. The fishermen frantically search the water for the missing men, when suddenly, the propane tanks explode. The boat is engulfed in a deadly fireball. Fiery fragments of the ship rain down from the sky. A Coast Guard crew battles the inferno, but holds little hope of finding any survivors. But luckily, Jerry and John are still alive.
Everybody's off from it. Everybody's okay.
The men were rescued by the crew of a nearby fishing boat just moments before the blast. To the relief of their family and friends, Jerry and John make it safely to shore. Today, Jerry has returned to fish these waters, but he'll never forget the close call that nearly ended his life.
Coming up, a stunt driver misses his mark, crashing into a row of cars and smashing into the ground. Plus, a helicopter rescue goes bad when a helpless victim becomes strangled in her own safety line. And a police chase comes to a violent end when a fugitive slams into an 18-wheeler. Then, later, a racehorse trips, setting off the most spectacular pileup ever caught on tape. When the world's most amazing videos continues.
Calgary, Australia. An enthusiastic crowd has gathered to watch stunt driver Ray Bowman attempt a world record jump. To set the new mark, Ray must successfully leap over 45 cars. His hot rod, nicknamed the Coffin, is towed to the starting line. Now he's ready. Ray floors it, hitting the ramp at 125 miles an hour. But then, disaster. Ray comes up short. His car hurdles end over end and breaks apart. Rescue teams rush in, only to find Ray trapped inside the mangled wreckage. Take another look. The front end of Ray's car is too heavy, causing him to nosedive 3 cars short of his goal. Ray suffers a broken leg, but incredibly, he's alive. Though in pain, he manages a smile for his fans. Even though the Coffin nearly became Ray's final resting place, he's not about to give up his dream for a world record.
Next time out, we'll break a record, and also we won't. I'll come out a lot more fitter and a lot more better than what I come out this time.
Orlando, Florida. A customer approaches the clerk of a convenience store.
That cash or credit? Cash.
Then he asks for an item that's on the shelf behind the clerk.
How many? There's $2 a piece.
But when the clerk's back is turned, the man makes his move. He tries to steal a whole rack of cigarettes, but he can't pull it loose. It's attached to a security chain, and the cigarettes go flying.
Okay, you son of a bitch, now try and get out the door.
The angry clerk presses a button, locking the front door. Now the would-be thief is trapped inside the store. The clerk shields himself behind a glass partition, while the man picks up a stool and tries to smash his way out.
This is the Amigo station. I got a nut in this place.
While the clerk phones the police, the suspect uses his shoulder as a battering ram. But he can't break down the door.
He's tearing the joint apart. He's tearing everything up. He's trying to steal things.
Now he pleads for the clerk to let him go.
You're on your way to jail. No.
The desperate robber is running out of ideas.
You're making it worse for yourself. The cops are on their way.
He continues to try to break through the door, this time with cans of soda.
The guy who smoked the weed. Yeah. He's trying to get out the door and he's trying to break it. He's nuts.
After repeated pounding, the door finally gives way. The crook escapes right into the arms of the waiting police. Remarkably, the clerk gets right back to business and makes his next sale. The purchase? A pack of cigarettes. Savannah, Georgia. A fishing boat has crashed in the raging Savannah River, leaving a husband and wife clinging to a jetty. Cold and exhausted, Gerald Olding and his wife Deborah are desperately trying to hang on long enough to be rescued. If they lose their grip on the slippery pilings and fall into the swift current, they will surely drown.
I was able to tell my wife Debbie to hold on and to actually yell at her, because to let go was just about certain death.
Going through my mind at that time was that we wouldn't make it.
Fisherman R.J. Smith spots the couple and rushes to help them. Gerald is okay. He's wedged his foot against the piling to keep himself from falling, but Deborah is losing her grip.
I was tired. I'd got to the point to where I was ready to let go.
R.J. uses a rope to tie Deborah to the support beam to keep her from slipping off.
So I told Deborah, I said, Deborah, just work with me and hang on till I can get you secured.
Then the Coast Guard arrives to airlift her to safety.
One of the crew members from the helicopter was lowered down to me, where he was to secure me to himself. And then he motioned for the helicopter to pull us up.
But Deborah's struggle to survive has only just begun. The rescuers don't realize that she's still tied to the jetty. And the ropes R.J. used to secure her are now wrapped tightly around her neck. As the rescuer pulls Deborah toward the door of the helicopter, the pilot begins to fly away. Now she's being strangled. Deborah gasps for air and waves her arm to signal that she's in trouble.
To get his attention, I was hitting him.
My fear is that it's actually going to pull her in half.
Fortunately, the rescuer acts quickly. He grabs a pair of cutters and severs the rope. Finally, Deborah is free. Meanwhile, a local rescue team arrives and pulls Gerald to safety. Deborah is taken to a nearby hospital where she survives her brush with death. She will always be grateful to the rescuers who saved her life.
Without Mr. R.J. Smith and the Port Wentworth Rescue Squadron and the Coast Guard, I don't think we'd be here today to talk about it.
Phoenix, Arizona. The driver of this speeding Corvette is on the run from the police. The high-speed chase began when an officer attempted to pull over a stolen car, and the suspect decided to flee. Now he's racing through the desert at speeds of more than 150 miles per hour. He's driving so fast the police can't catch him. Although two of the car's tires are worn flat, the suspect refuses to give up. But then, two 18-wheelers get in his way. The driver passes one truck, then dodges another, when suddenly, his luck runs out. Watch again. The suspect spins out of control and slams into the rear of one of the trucks. The high-speed collision shears off the roof of his car and sends the driver flying. He skids across the ground and collapses. Police officers immediately close in. They arrest the suspect and take him to a hospital. It's hard to believe that anyone could survive such a devastating crash, but he does. The big rig has little more than a scratch on its bumper, but the Corvette is a total loss. The suspect is treated for his injuries and sent to jail.
Up next, it's terror at the track when a pack of racehorses collides in a spectacular pileup. Plus, when a plane crashes into the ocean, it's a life and death struggle for survival. Then later, volunteer firefighters run for their lives when an oil tank explodes in a massive fireball. When the world's most amazing videos returns.
Meadows Park, Pennsylvania. These harness racers are entering the final turn.
The rail, Citadel Pass, looking for room.
Driver Roger Hammer leads the pack as he heads toward the finish line.
Down the stretch they come.
But when Bill Zent tries to pass, disaster strikes.
Citadel Pass is down. We got a bunch of them down. Need the ambulance on the racetrack.
A violent chain reaction launches 5 drivers into the path of the oncoming horses. 3 men are injured and left lying on the track. Another angle reveals the cause of this incredible pileup. As Zent makes his move, his horse stumbles on the leader's wheel. Doug Snyder is thrown out of his sulky and lands under the crushing wheels of another driver. Then, Snyder's carriage sends another driver flying head over heels onto the track. On the inside rail, Ken Weimer tries to avoid the pileup, but his right wheel collides with another sulky, slamming him into the guardrail. Medical teams rush the injured drivers to a nearby hospital. Incredibly, all the men and their horses recover and are racing again just 1 week later.
That phone don't work. We need some gas up in this bitch.
Minneapolis, Minnesota. 3 men steal a car and go for a joyride. When it's over, they'll wish they'd taken the bus. These thieves don't know it, but the vehicle they've stolen is called a setup car. The police have placed a hidden camera in the dashboard to record their every move. They are also unaware that the car is being tracked by a sophisticated satellite system. Moments after they steal the car, a dispatch operator alerts the authorities to their exact location. The police close in. But inside the stolen car, the thieves are having the time of their lives.
They're laughing, joking, looking through the console. They're playing with a cell phone, you know, just loving life.
But then the driver notices a patrol car in his rearview mirror.
You can see all of a sudden their faces aren't quite so happy anymore.
The driver nervously checks his mirrors and changes lanes, but the police stay on his tail. Then, just as he turns down an empty side street, the officers activate a remote control device that electronically disables the engine of the stolen car. The vehicle slows to a stop. The panicked driver tries to restart the engine, but it's no use.
Damn, he got the gun now. They must have knew this was stuff. Damn! Oh, this is a setup car. Yeah.
Police order the suspects out of the car.
Roll down the window. Open the door, step off.
With the videotape, you're caught red-handed. You can't say, somebody gave me the keys. You can't say, this was my buddy's vehicle. You're caught on tape. There's nothing you can say.
This tape was all the evidence the police needed to put these car thieves behind bars.
They must have knew this was stuff.
It's another picture-perfect landing for skydiving champion Rick Townsend. But although he's made thousands of successful jumps, he's still haunted by the terrifying dive that nearly ended his life. Zephyrhills, Florida. Rick and 35 other divers take to the sky to perform a stunt known as canopy stacking. The team deploys their brightly colored parachutes. They carefully begin to dock on top of each other to create a diamond-shaped pattern. It's spectacular, but also very dangerous.
In canopy relative work, the most dangerous part of building formations is if you get entangled.
So far, everything is going according to plan. Rick moves into position over one of his partners, but he approaches too fast and smashes into his fellow divers.
I thought that maybe I could still get into my position, and that's when I took out 3 or 4 people with me, and the left side of the formation collapsed.
Suddenly, Rick becomes tangled in the parachute lines of 2 of his friends. Now the 3 divers are bound together and plummeting to the earth at breakneck speed. Teammate Brett Townley sees the accident from above.
When you're up there watching something like that happen, it's a real helpless feeling.
Luckily, one team member manages to break free. But Rick and the other diver are still in big trouble. Their lines are knotted and they begin to spiral uncontrollably through the air. If they can't untangle themselves within seconds, they'll die.
The last thing I saw was these guys spinning rapidly to the ground, almost like 2 balls on string. It had to have been one of the scariest entanglements I had ever seen in my 14 years of parachuting experience.
As they continue to plummet to the ground, Rick and his buddy fight to break free.
Half of his parachute's open, half of my parachute's open, and we're doing 360-degree turns. Occasionally, we're slamming into each other, which hurts a lot.
And they're falling faster and they're spinning faster, and oh my God, you know, please, please get out of this. The last thing we wanted was death or a very bad injury.
Rick's teammate finds his knife and cuts away the tangled line. Then he pulls his reserve chute and heads off for a safe landing. But now, Rick is in even greater danger. His foot is caught in the knotted cords of the 2 parachutes, and he's plunging to the ground, upside down.
I needed to get free from the 2 entangled parachutes in order for me to have a chance of using my reserve so I can have a safe landing.
Finally, Rick is able to release his foot. Then he pulls out his knife and cuts himself free. but he's running out of time to deploy his safety chute.
And then I just grabbed my reserve handle and pulled on it.
By the time he had his chute open, he probably had no more than seconds to land. It was pretty close.
I've been jumping for almost 19 years now, and this is probably one of the worst situations that I've ever been in. And I don't think I'll be forgetting this one for forever.
The Gold Coast, Australia. A small plane carrying 9 tourists has lost power and crashed into the shallow waters of a rocky beach. Constable Trent Lucas and his partner Graham Ratz are patrolling nearby and arrive just seconds after the aircraft plunges from the sky.
As we came around the corner onto the beachfront coastline, we saw a plane just finish rolling over in the water.
Meanwhile, partygoers witnessed the crash from a nearby beach club and raced to the water's edge.
Pandemonium soon happened on the beach. There was hundreds, if not a couple of thousand people that had eventually found their way down there.
The confusion created by the crowd makes it even tougher for the rescuers to search for survivors. According to Senior Constable Jane Beer, it was sheer panic.
There were people in the water, there were people milling around the beach, there was screaming, there were people crying. It was quite horrendous.
Officers battled the fierce waves, searching for signs of life. Then, the pilot, dazed and bleeding from a gash on his head, staggers to the shore. Luckily, he's able to provide some crucial information about his passengers. 9 people, all Japanese tourists, were on the plane. All have been accounted for except one 27-year-old woman. With each passing moment, the search for her becomes more desperate. The tide is rising, and the chances of finding the young woman alive are growing slim. And suddenly, a body is spotted in the water. It's the missing woman. Fire and Rescue Officer Alan Saxby hopes they're not too late.
I heard some people to the left of me yell out, "Go, go, go," very loudly, and these 3 guys were carrying this Japanese lady out of the water, and she was totally unconscious.
Worn out from their battle with the ocean, the rescuers stumbled and dropped the unconscious woman at the feet of Officer Saxby. Now, her life is in his hands.
At the time, you're sort of thinking, come on, give us a heartbeat, give us a breath, give us something.
Their prayers are answered. Using CPR, Officer Saxby revives the woman, and she is rushed to a nearby hospital. It's amazing that everyone has made it out alive.
How everybody survived, I don't know. Somebody was looking out for them, weren't they?
Coming up, a race car driver is trapped in a fiery crash until a rival comes to his rescue. Plus, brave cops risk their lives when a knife-wielding lunatic goes berserk. Then, later, this man gets his kicks trying to ride a 2,000-pound bull when the world's most amazing videos returns.
Marysville, California. Sprint car racers Dennis Wood in car 59 and Greg Blevins in car 5 are locked in a high-speed duel. But it's not the first time these fierce competitors have battled for victory.
I was always looking at him to beat him, and he was always beating me, so
We had a pretty tough rivalry going.
He's a real clean driver. He's a hard driver. He can put some moves on you, and you got to put him back if you're going to stay with him, because if you don't, he's gone.
In their dogfight for first place, Greg jumps out to a quick lead. But coming out of the second turn, Dennis spots something wrong with Greg's car.
I just saw these flames just start coming out.
We got a fuel spill in front of number 5 car. He's got a hot spot behind him.
Greg has no idea that he's being chased by a stream of blazing gasoline.
They've got the red flag out there. He's coming over to turn number 3. Unknown to the driver that he's got this flash of fuel behind him.
I didn't know that I was on fire. I mean, I was sitting there and the crowd was kind of yelling and screaming.
Fearing that Greg's gas tank will explode at any second, Dennis tries to wave him off the track. But Greg thinks his opponent is looking for a fight.
Dennis Wood come up beside of me and kind of waving his fist, and I really thought, oh, geez, just another incident with Dennis.
But as Greg slows down, the deadly trail of fire ignites his fuel tank. Now he's in real danger.
And that's when I noticed that I was actually on fire.
Gotta get him unbuckled and get him up out of there.
Greg tries to free himself, but he can't release his safety harness.
You unbuckle yourself 100 times, but when you have to get out and you're under pressure and you're on fire, it doesn't go as easy.
I knew that in about 10 seconds he was going to be nothing but a fireball.
Dennis leaps into action, shoving one vehicle out of the way. Then he walks right into the flames and, using his bare hands, pulls Greg from the burning car. Rescue teams quickly douse both men with foam. When the smoke clears, the rival racers stagger to their feet. Although they suffer minor burns, they are lucky to have escaped with their lives. Thanks to Dennis's heroics, both men are back at the track and racing again, this time as friends. Little Rock, Arkansas. A thief breaks into an electronics store in a shopping mall. He's wearing a plastic bag over his head to conceal his identity from the security camera. There's just one problem. He's made the eye hole so small that he can't see. Take another look. Blinded by his own disguise, the man trips and falls, triggering the burglar alarm and bumping his head. But the klutzy crook doesn't give up. Minutes later, with the alarm still ringing, he returns with bigger peepholes. This time, he hits pay dirt and walks away with $1,600 in merchandise. But the bungling burglar has made another mistake. The man is actually a security guard at this same shopping mall. When the police see this tape, they recognize the pinstripe pants of his uniform.
He's a long way from being a mastermind at doing criminal acts.
The man is sentenced to 5 years probation, fined, and fired from his job.
If they were all with this type of criminal mind, we could catch everybody that does a crime.
Genoa, Italy. A deranged man waves a knife in the air, threatening the police and holding them at bay. He proclaims that he's drawn a line of death across the steps of the bridge. If anyone tries to cross it, he will kill them. Officers must act quickly before he lashes out at an innocent bystander or injures himself. Armed with shields and clubs, the police close in and attempt to bring a peaceful end to the crisis. But the crazed man refuses to go down without a fight. He thrusts his knife at the officers, injuring several of the men. More police jump in, finally wrestling the blade-wielding maniac to the ground. He's restrained and taken into custody. The officers recover from their wounds, and the attacker is committed to a psychiatric hospital.
Next up, Volunteer firefighters run for their lives when an oil tank explodes in a fireball of flames. Plus, a pet snake turns on its owner, biting him in the face with its razor-sharp teeth. And a rodeo cowboy takes the most terrifying ride of his life when the world's most amazing videos returns.
Three Rivers, Texas. A blistering summer afternoon is about to get even hotter. An oil tank has burst into flames and volunteer firefighters have raced to the scene. For 7 grueling hours, the crew battles the burning oil with foam and water. Finally, it appears that the blaze is under control, allowing firefighters to take a much-needed break. But suddenly, the boiling fuel explodes through the top of the tank. The oil erupts into a massive column of fire, forcing everyone to run for their lives. The fireball lasts only seconds, but its impact is devastating.
Better get families headed this way. The people down there are gonna be burned bad.
The terrifying blast catches the crew off guard.
It started to boil over. By the time we noticed it was going to boil over, we backed out and it was too late. And the flash caught us.
More than 20 firefighters suffer serious flash burns. Medical teams quickly pour ice and water on the burn victims to try and relieve their pain. These firefighters are more than just brave. They're lucky to be alive. Phillipsburg, New Jersey. It's a special night at a local bar. The regulars have joined owner Rick Strip at a birthday bash for Betsy, his 50-pound boa constrictor.
Oh my God.
Once a year we have what we call Betsy the Boa's birthday party.
Oh dear, we gotta make her feel comfortable, we gotta stroke her.
And we let customers hold the snake if they want, and if they hold it, we take their picture.
There you go, there you go.
And let them have that for a little souvenir.
Betsy is passed from customer to customer.
It's on my back! Get it out of my...
Some of Rick's friends are afraid.
Oh my God.
You want a shot of snake giving you a baby kiss on the cheek?
Good.
But not Lisa Miller. She doesn't flinch when the dangerous reptile is allowed to get within inches of her baby daughter, Kayla.
It was just something we thought would look cute. It kind of did, actually.
Lisa has no idea that this 8-pound-long predator could strike at any second. The moment passes without incident, but when Lisa places the snake around her own neck, she finally realizes the danger.
As I was holding her, I'm thinking, you know, it wouldn't be too hard for her to just choke me to death if she really wanted to.
Suddenly, the snake brutally attacks its owner. The boa's teeth slice into Rick's face with lightning speed.
It was so fast, I had no idea it was coming. I didn't see it coming. The next thing I saw was I was actually looking down her throat, and it felt like I actually had gotten punched right in the face because the impact was so hard. And her top jaw was in between my eyes, and her bottom jaw was in my mouth and below my lip. And she had just latched onto me.
As we watch again, we see the snake tear through Rick's flesh, its teeth breaking off in his mouth.
I actually had to rip her off of my face. And when I did that, I could hear skin ripping, and I actually pulled out some of her teeth that ended up in my jaw and in my mouth.
Rick grabs the snake so it can't attack again. His quick action saves him from further injury.
That will be the end of Betsy DeBoa's birthday parties. There'll never be another one.
Looking back, Rick is thankful that no one else got hurt.
God forbid the little baby had gotten bitten. I never would have forgiven myself, ever.
Bull riding, one of the most dangerous sports in the world. Las Vegas, Nevada. Rodeo rider Barry Gullo is in the chute atop a 2,000-pound bull named Deucey. It's an unlucky draw because this beast is as mean as they come.
They can't get any worse. He's a real strong bull. You've got to really be aggressive. You've got to really get in there and try your guts out.
When he's ready to ride, Barry nods his head and the gate swings open. But he could never be prepared for what happens next.
He not about to get kicked in the butt now. Wow, mister. Oh!
Watch again. Barry loses his grip and falls off the bull. But before he hits the ground, the animal bucks and kicks him through the air.
I remember I was kind of going upside down and I seen the fence coming. And I just thought, you know, I thought I was going to be a permanent fixture on part of that fence. And it got to coming pretty quick and I thought, well, this looks like it's fixing to hurt.
Barry slams into the dirt. And no one is sure how badly he's injured. The announcers in the arena try to calm the worried crowd.
I tell you what, your daddy ain't never whooped you that hard. Oh, he kicked him plumb on TV, didn't he?
I mean, a wide-angle lens wouldn't have got that.
Finally, Barry manages to get to his feet. Incredibly, he's okay. For this cowboy, the memory of his close call will be with him each time he climbs into the chute.
I'm scared every time I get on a bull. Bull riding's a dangerous sport. If you're not scared, you don't need to be doing it.
If you have an amazing video, then we want to hear from you. Just send it to World's Most Amazing Videos, Post Office Box 933026, Los Angeles, California, 90093. If we use it, there's a cash reward waiting for you. So send your amazing videos today.
The World's Most Amazing Videos will return on the World's Most Amazing Videos. A stealth bomber falls out of the sky and crashes into a backyard picnic. It's high drama when a hot air balloon collides with a high-tension power line. A massive glacier crashes into the sea, sending terrified tourists running for their lives. And this javelin thrower means business, and the official gets the point. Next time on the World's Most Amazing Videos.